Recently, the Brickscalibur LEGO competition was held for 2024, and now that it's the start of 25, then I thought I'd share the results and my thoughts on it. This year, the competition was bigger than ever before, with a record 261 entries across 6 categories. And as they say, a myriad of mesmerizing creations. That is certainly true. Well, let's celebrate this year's winners. Firstly, we have the Dragon Slayer Award, the award for the person that performs the best across all the categories. This is an extremely prestigious award, and there is only one winner, which makes it a huge victory for this builder and a huge congratulations. Below, we can see their builds, and we have links to open them into Flickr. Let's take a closer look. Firstly, we've got this one called Loner from Capturing Character, in which one minifigure was used in a mock. This is a particularly good build. I like the cinematic aspect of it. The only thing I'm not a fan of is that not all of it's Lego, like this background here with the mountains. But what is built out of Lego is built very well. And I'm liking the purples and blues used in places where they normally wouldn't be. Next, he also built from tree to tree for the category Perspective Matters, using a lot of very unconventional pieces like this large yellow cone piece and these green elastics, as well as these swords from, I believe, the 4+ pirate sets, and some interesting colours. It's a very well photographed and well made build, and I'm not surprised this mock artist won with builds like these. Next, we've got the Tale of the Seven Dwarves for the dwarf category. This one's more artistic and interpretive. It's a very vertical build, more vertical than probably most builds I've ever seen. It seems to be a cross section of a tall forest with some mines underneath, in which we have the dwarves wandering through the mine shafts with the forest on top. I'm not quite sure if I like this build, but as an entry into a mock building competition, it certainly does well because of how new and original it is. You can see this green Technic panel in the middle is used for the ground, and I think that curve it has works really nicely. Next, we have the Three Musketeers for the category where you had to make a collection of minifigures. Not a particular fan of this one, but for what it is, it does well, especially these shoes. I like the feet he adds to all of them. Evidently, he's not a fan of the minifigure legs, with none of these having the standard legs. And then we've got this large brick-built musketeer in the back, which does well too. Next, we've got Brave by Night, which was entered in the animal category. I'm liking the use of the Lego dots piece as a cape here, and the carrots, but apart from that, there's not much to say. It's just a well-sculpted rabbit. This one would have been for the Tale of the Elements, it's called, and it's meant to depict a dragon made out of water. I think the dragon's well made. It's nothing too special in terms of part usage, but the flex tubes and horn pieces, all in different shades of blue, work really well, and I particularly like the eye and the fish used. And some honourable mentions were these builders here. I believe this one, ID5, was the winner last year, and one of the rules is that you cannot win multiple years. You can only win the Dragon Slayer Award once, so that is perhaps why he did not win this year as well. Or perhaps this year's winner simply performed better. Next, we have Capturing Character, and the winner was this splendid build here. We have a witch in her laboratory filled with interesting parts and artifacts. I like that globe piece with the moon orbiting around it. The window also looks particularly good. The gargoyles and the cats are a nice touch. You can see here they've used that snake skull helmet from Ninjago with a unicorn horn piece on top, which works really well, and the helmet from the Barad Lord of the Rings set as well. Even though the minifigure is a flesh tone minifigure instead of the yellow that I'm a fan of, this build still does very well. And that sword over there is a nice touch. That was the one from the collectible minifigure Barbarian from series 24 or 25. And the runner-up was the one from our Dragon Slayer builder, which is very well deserved. Some honourable mentions I'd like to point out are these four here. We have the caravan. I'm liking the lime green ground. It's not something you see very often. The Pirate of the Caribbean headpiece looks very good too. And the well-shaped blue and purple caravan is good too, with the gold accents and the coral pieces. Next we've got this micro scale farm. Come to think of it, it's not actually micro scale, as we've got a minifigure here, but the house itself is on a smaller scale, which even though it's right next to a minifigure, I think it works very well. It's very well detailed, and it must have used a lot of snot bricks to capture that sideways build, which I'm a big fan of, combined with the orange roof and the olive green plant elements. This one I'm a particular fan of. We can see the helmet piece here was the one from the Lord Basil Fright Nights collectible minifigure from series 25, and we've on a Donald Duck head. It's on top of a dragon using some palm tree and plant pieces as well as a green barrel to have some nice shaping, and even though he doesn't use a conventional shield, I'm a fan of the way he's done this. The other build that I think a lot of people were expecting to win was this one, with its amazingly detailed walls and floors. The walls are all built in different directions, and the combination of tan, dark tan and white have quite a realistic effect with the daub and wattle medieval walls, such as seen in the medieval blacksmith set. The rat is a nice addition, as well as the armor from the Dragon Paladin collectible minifigure from the Dungeons and Dragons minifigure series. The stained glass windows work well too, with the bottom of that turntable piece being put on top of translucent tiles. And a bit of photo editing has been done, adding these sparks and adding a glimmer to the swords and the ring by the look of it. Next, moving on, we've got the rest of them. Here's my entrance here. I think it kind of looks like it's worse than most of the others, but that's alright. It is my first year entering. This one's good. It's a simple little build, but I like the way it tells that story. And this one as well is by the winner of last year, as far as I know, or at least a previous winner. And this build was also entered in and this one as well was also entered in the Colossal Castle contest. Next we've got Dwarf Tales, all about dwarves, with 43 entries. The winner was this one called a Red Dwarf. It's a large brick-built dwarf, and there's not much to say about it, to be honest. It's all so good, I couldn't really pick anything out to say, but the beard's made out of tires. The armor is constructed in some way. I don't know how they managed to do it, but it looks great. And the whole build is really highly polished and really has had a lot of effort put into it. Next is the one by the Master Dragon Builder. The Master Builder, I believe they call the Dragon Slayer. Next we have the build by the Dragon Slayer Builder, the Tale of Seven Dwarfs. and we can see why the judges liked it. My personal pick would have been this one here. I like the layered effect, but I've covered this build in a previous episode, so we can move on. Next we've got Perspective Matters, and the winner was this one called Freya's Statue, in which we have a statue of Freya pulled by cats and some warriors emerging from a log. What I like about this one is how everything you see is brick built, even the sky in the background and the trees. Something I'm not a fan of though is just the way there seems to be a lack of depth of field. Like, the sky is completely in focus, but then so is the start of this log. I'm guessing this photo was taken on a phone, which is probably the reason for that. The runner-up was this one, which for me personally is a better build than the winner. It features one traveller looking out over a splendid aqueduct and tower. And I like the way they've combined the minifigure scale rocks and then the micro scale background to create a really nice build. Here we've got the honourable mentions. I believe this one here is particularly clever, in which it's simple but well executed, with the dragon's large eye viewing the bandit stealing his treasure. And we've also got this one very cinematic and well built, where we've got those translucent cheese slopes jabbed into the windows to make that stained glass effect, and a boat is used as the back for the shelf. Scrolling down, we can see my entry here. But now let's continue to the adventuring party, with a record-setting 67 entries. I suppose it makes sense that this category is the most entered because it's the simplest. All you have to do is create a group of minifigures. And the winner was this one called Fervents of Light, featuring 5 well-executed minifigures and a white lion. The minifigures are very well made. I'm liking the ancient Greek sort of vibe it's got, and the white lion matches well with the colour scheme. I'm not sure where most of these parts are from, but I could point out a few. Like this one is from the Viking collectible minifigure. This one's from the Dragon Paladin collectible minifigure. And this sword is from the Barbarian collectible minifigure. But a lot of them I wouldn't be able to say, which just shows the lengths that this person has gone to find exquisite pieces to use in their build. The runner-up was this one called the Adventuring Party, featuring a very nice brick-built wolf and a lot of well-crafted minifigures. I particularly like how this one is sitting on that miniature horse with the legs going apart. I wonder how they achieved that. Honourable mentions, there's none really to comment on. Perhaps this Muppet one is quite new, that's probably why it did well. And also the Friends one, even though I'm not a fan of it. It shows that doing something new, even if it's not the best, can get you extra favour from the judges. This one's particularly good. Not really sure what I can say about it. It's just every detail is extremely thought out and well executed. Here's my entrance here. And let's move on to Tales from the Meadow. The winner was this one called Tobu, featuring these pink leaves and a ninja rabbit wielding a carrot sword. It's a great build for a number of reasons. We've got that pink and blue colour scheme throughout, which I think works really well. The base is simple yet effective and provides a nice symmetry matched by these leaves. The transparent Technic bricks work well too, although it probably would have been better if they had been edited out of the photo. It's nice to have this support that's not too obtrusive. We also see they've wrapped these flex tube pieces, likely the medium nougat vines, around the waist of the rabbit, and the head is well built, featuring a banana there and different claw pieces, and I believe some birds as well. The runner-up was this one, Queen Amelia, Sovereign of Mushroom Fields, and it's a small animal, can't quite tell what it is, with a nest on her head and a well executed dress with some nice gold accents. I think the mushrooms here are the star of the show, using the shields from the recent botanical set, which I can't recall the name of, and some nice round pieces, likely from the pot of that same set. We have a white barrel and a white tire finishing off the mushroom. If we scroll down, we can see there were quite a few entries, including my entry here. And now that takes us to Elemental Emergency, the team category where the entrants team up in groups of 2 to create a pair of builds. Here we have this one, From Friends to Foes, shows how the fire and ice children become the fire and ice wizards, with this very epic build featuring a very nicely made floor, in which I'm guessing the parts are not pressed down but instead are just left to sit there in that arrangement, but it makes for a very nice photo and a very well composed and deserving win. When it comes to honourable mentions, we can see that dragon by the Dragon Slayer builder, as well as some little Japanese dragons that I particularly like. Digitalibur is where entrants can enter any category using a digital build, while the rest of them have to be physical builds. And the winner was this one, Harvest Day. Upon looking at it, it's not immediately obvious that it's Lego, but everything you see here is a digital Lego piece, even the clouds in the sky. I don't know how he would have achieved this, but I'm guessing he didn't do it by hand and instead used some sort of algorithm to colour the sky to match an image that he had. Either way, the way it's executed is simply great, and the lighting suggests he has some very good technical computer skills that I wouldn't be able to copy. I also like this field of wheat. Even though it's made with simple pieces, the combination of them as a large field that would be pretty much impossible to achieve in real life shows the power of digital builds. And the runner-up was this one, a very well executed build and an entrance into the animal category. And that's all for this video. I'll likely be entering next year with next year's competition, but for now, like and subscribe and let me know which builds were your favourite in the comments below. I'll see you next time.